Okay, for this project I'm going to be using 3 strands of yarn at the same time so it'll stand up nice and straight. And I'm going to be using Red Heart with Love to worsted weight 4-ply acrylic. I'm using 2 of the strings are the same, this brand, and then 1 string is this Caron Simply Soft, but you can use any type of 4-ply yarn that you have. And I'm going to be using a size N. It's a 9mm crochet hook. Okay, once you get your 3 strands together, you want to start with the slip knot. Now I already did my big piece, so I'm just going to show you with the small sample. It's real easy. It's just single crochet rows for the bottom part of the bag. I started with the chain of 32 for my bottom. I mean, you can make yours as big or small as you want. It really doesn't matter. But I started with 32. And then you just want to single crochet. Once you get your chain of 32 made, single crochet in the second chain from the hook. And then 1 single crochet in every stitch for the entire length of the chain. Just like that. Once you get to the end of your chain, you just chain 1 and turn, starting in not this very first one, we'll just go to this one, single crochet, and then 1 single crochet in every stitch across. Remember, I'm doing mine smaller, so I already got that big piece done already. Just like this until you get to the end. And when you get to the end, you want to make sure you're going through the chain 1 at the end as your last stitch. Otherwise it's going to be crooked. Like that. Chain 1 and turn and start again. And it's just rows, starting in this one, of 1 single crochet in every stitch, back and forth, back and forth. And you want to do that for a total of, you can actually do it for as many rows as you want. Again, it's but I did a total of 25 rows. And here's, you can see the chain 1 at the end. You gotta make sure you go through that, like that. Chain 1 and turn, and keep going for 25 total rows. Okay, I went ahead and did 25 rows, but you can do as many rows for as wide as you want it to be. And after the end of once you get as wide as you want to chain 1 and turn. And now I'm going to do 1 single crochet all the way across. So I'm going to go across, putting 1 single crochet in every stitch. And I'm going to do this all the way around. And when you get to the corners, you want to put 2 single crochets in each one of the 4 corners. It'll kind of make them round out a little bit better. And then you just continue across, putting 1 single crochet in every stitch. And on this side, it's going to be kind of hard to tell where they go. And you just want to continue going across, 1 single crochet in every stitch, but 2 in each corner, all the way around. 1 in every stitch, 2 in the corner, until you get back to your starting point. Okay, once you make it all the way back around, after doing the single crochet all the way around, and the 2 in the corners, we're going to slip stitch into our first single crochet, but I'm going to slip stitch in only the back loop. So you can see there's 2 loops, this one and this one. I'm only going to be going in this back loop. Slip stitch into it, and I'm going to chain 3, which counts as a double crochet. Now I'm going to be working double crochets around, and this first row I'm only going to be working in the back loops. So I'm going to go to the next stitch, and in the back loop only, I'm going to double crochet. Now I'm going to do 1 double crochet in the back loop only of every stitch all the way around. And now it should start building itself. It's going to start going up. So 1 double crochet every stitch all the way around back to the beginning, only working in the back loop. And by working in the back loop only, it's creating that little ridge there. So you can kind of, and it's going to start coming up. So all the way around. Okay, I made it all the way around. And you can see it's starting to stand up. And it'll stand up more and more the more rows you put. So, and you can see by going in the back loop only, it kind of left a little bit of a decorative ridge around the bottom there, just to separate the bottom from the sides. But once you make it back around, now I'm just going to be doing rounds of double crochet. So I'm going to slip stitch into the top of my chain 3. And I'm going to chain 3 again, and this is how I'm going to do every round. And then I'm going to work going through both loops now. I'm not going to just go through one loop. 1 double crochet in every stitch all the way around. And I'm just going to keep doing rounds the same. 1 double every stitch all the way around, and when I get back around to the beginning, I just slip stitch into my chain 3, chain 3 again, and go around again. And I'm going to keep doing this for several rounds until I get a good height on it. And then after that, we'll do some handles. So I'm just going to go ahead and keep working rounds of double crochet. And I'll let you know here in just a second how many total rounds I do. Okay, I made it back around, and I've done a total of 7 rows of 1 double crochet in every stitch. You can always do it taller if you want, but now I marked out the place for the handles. Now if you started and you made yours bigger than mine, what you want to do is just kind of center the handles the best you can. But if you followed along with me, I'll show you the numbers I left in between. I'm putting my handles on the long side. You could put it on the short side if you want. I think that it would hold better though on the long side, but I think either side will work. But from where I left off, I counted over 10 stitches and put a stitch marker. And then I left 12 stitches open. And I put a stitch marker in the, I counted over 12, and then the 13th one I put a stitch marker. And then I kept going around, and I counted from the next one over from this stitch marker, counting this one as number 1, all the way around, 40 stitches. And I put a stitch marker in the 40th stitch on this side. And then I left 12 stitches open again, and on the 13th one I put a stitch marker. And like I said, if you did it different, just kind of center it the best you can, the handles. And now what you want to do is start where you left off and start off with the chain 3, and now you want to put 1 double crochet in every stitch until you get to the stitch marker. And then when you get to the stitch marker, you don't want to, you want to put a double crochet in that stitch with the stitch marker. So put it in that stitch, and you can take it out then because you don't need it anymore. Now I'm going to do a chain of 12. And then I'm going to skip all these 12 stitches, and I'm going to double crochet into the stitch with the stitch marker. Double crochet into it like that, and you can move that. And now I'm going to continue around, putting 1 double crochet in every stitch until I get to the next stitch marker, and then I'm going to do the exact same that I just did over here. Okay, I made it back around to the next set of stitch markers, and I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to double crochet in that stitch with the stitch marker. Like that. Chain 12. Skip these 12 stitches here and double crochet in the next stitch with the stitch marker. And now I'm just going to go around putting 1 double crochet in every stitch until I get back to the beginning there. Just like this. I can move that, I don't need it anymore. And that one. Get back around again, and I'm just going to slip stitch into the top of my chain 3. Now I'm going to chain 3 again, and I'm going to go around again, putting 1 double crochet in every stitch, including the stitches of the chain for the handle. So I'm going to go ahead and put 1 double in every stitch. And then when I get to the chain that we made for the handle, I'm going to put a double crochet in every stitch of that chain. So there should be 12 of them. Just like this. And I'm going to do both handles the same. Just like that. And you can see it's kind of making a handle there. And then you just continue around once you get down here with the handle. Continue around putting 1 double crochet in every stitch until you get to your other chain on the other side, and just do the same thing. And then continue around until you get back to the beginning, putting 1 double crochet in every stitch. Okay, and once you make it back to the beginning, I just slip stitch into my first chain 3, or my beginning chain 3 in the top of it, and then I'm going to hide these tails, and that's it. That's all I'm going to do. So it was pretty easy, pretty quick and easy. I'm going to hide them tails, and I'm going to be done. I hope you were able to follow along okay. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and please don't forget to check me out on Facebook.